Kristen, thank you for that live report. And our team coverage continues with Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson, who spoke with one superintendent about what their district is doing in light of these threats.
And she joins us live now. Maria, what can you tell us?
Chris, Mary, school communities throughout the neighborhoods are responding to now looking at their own protocols in light of these instances. And here in West Springfield, they tell me that communication is a key part of their readiness plan. Western Mass News spoke with Vito Perrone, the interim superintendent at West Springfield's public schools. He says the school district works all year round to plan and train for emergencies and situations like the hoax threats that schools around the state are dealing with.
Times like these, when there are these swatting hoaxes that are going on, we just remind everybody to keep our protocols in place, err on the side of safety, making sure that we're keeping everybody in a place that's vigilant and aware and safe.
Perrone tells us the school districts collaborate with West Springfield Police Department year-round, and he points out that West Springfield schools regularly train teachers and staff and also run drills with students periodically to prepare them for any threat. He tells me that incidences like this are scary for teachers, staff, students, and their families, but he wants me to reassure people that there are precautionary plans in place. I'll have more from our conversation coming up later on Western Mass News. For now, reporting live in West Springfield, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.